Say, what does CDU, your party, actually stands for?
On one hand, we are a liberal party, we are a Christian party and a conservative party as well. So we believe that people are made from God, and we believe in, for example, conservative work like family affairs or tradition, culture, and also for working hard to fulfill your own life and to make your life chances and perform your luck.
Okay, sir, you said you are also a liberal party, but most often people think the CDU is only conservative.
Sometimes things who people think are not right, and in our tradition, political tradition, we have these three elements of liberal, self-fulfilling life on one hand, and conservative values like the worth of the family, for example, the worth of hard working, of making career through good education. These are conservative parts which are in our party very important.
Why should people vote for the CDU?
Because we made good politics for our city. The people, they live here good in Hamburg. The city is flourishing for the last 9 years. When we are in government here, we build up kindergartens, we made better schools, we have more than 70,000 new working places in the last years. So it is a good politician for Hamburg, and, for example, integration politic is not a term which we only talk about, but we do practical things to make integration better.
In this respect, people should vote for the CDU so that we have people like you.
Yes.
So that we can have such nice interviews like we're having today. Now, you made mention of integration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you tell me in brief how you understand integration?
Integration is something which both sides have to do. It's not only a question for the foreign people, but it's also a question for the people who live here in Hamburg for centuries, so to speak. And it's a question of talking with another and not talking about other people. On same level talking, as we made it, for example, with our Integrationsbeirat, a kind of integration council, where people with migrant background are, as well as people from the sports scene, from culture, from economy, people with their families who lived here for a very long time, come together and talk together about the topics for integration.
So sir, will you say integration is the two system, meaning those coming from outside who are living in Germany too must integrate themselves? Integration
is a thing of daily life together, from in the neighborhood, at working places, and not a kind of difference where you are from. It's not important where you are from. You feel home here and work together with all the other people who live here perhaps for centuries. Okay, so this reminds me of, I'll put it this way, as speculation. Mm-hmm. It has been speculated that should the SPD come into power, they are going to do away with the integration by right, the Hamburg Integration Council. Would you say it's true? I think it's, when we came in office 9 years ago, there was nothing. They were only talking about integration, but there happened nothing. There was no education for the language, for example. There was not the integration beirat, And the candidate from the SPD said that he think we did a bad job, and that he thinks the Integration Beirat is a kind of failure. So I think we need continuation in this developing of Hamburg and not change and endanger our Integration Beirat.
Okay, I'll put it in this simple way. So, if the head Olaf Scholz is saying Integration Beirat is a failure, what will you tell the listeners that no, it is not, with some two specific samples to indicate that the Integration Beirat was actually a success and not a failure?
The Integration Beirat is important because they meet people from outside and from Hamburg talking with another and make very concrete things like the Einbürgerungskampagne, citizenship for example, developing our integration concept, and all in a hard work together. So we need this Integration Beirat also in future.
Okay, so there is something particular, just brief. Let's go back into our kindergarten, the kitas. A lot of people, especially those coming from weak families, socially stretched, those coming from areas, they are of the view that the current system, where they are asked to pay money, we assume somebody gets kindergarten, let's say 186. The kindergarten might take maybe 60, 70, and they have to pay for breakfast and sometimes house food there. Okay, for people who are working normal, it's quite okay. But people whose social backgrounds do not have work, for them it's quite heavy. What do you think could be done in such areas?
We have a very social differentiated system of paying. For example, people with very little money, about 40% of all, only have to pay for the 5 hours 27 euros per month, and the €1 per day for the whole meal. And in comparison to other cities, it's not more, but we have much more places. And that was our main topic, to get enough places for everyone. And we are on the lead of all the Western Länder in Germany with the number of places we can offer our families.
Will it be too much for Germany to say kindergarten should be free?
No. In Hamburg, for example, we pay 480 million euros per year just for kindergarten. The Ministry of Economy has only 157 euros. Only for kindergarten we have 480 euros per year. We are also on top of the German Länder in spending money for our kindergarten. It's a very strong part in my ministry.
Say, let's continue with the CDU, your party. You've been in politics for almost, if my statistics is correct, you joined this thing around 1980. You've been very active.
Yeah, and a member of party, but not working in it because I have a normal, wie sagt man, Beruf, profession. Yes, I worked as a medical doctor and in a theater as well as manager. So the politics is something I made as a normal citizen, so to speak, who's engaged in politics.
A responsibility to the community.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, now, but all the same, let's look at it this way. People think CDU is not for foreigners. Will you say in the first place wrong or
why?
Some say, for instance, the other parties like Green, SPD, GA, okay, here in Hamburg, they try to go to the people. But CDU, you have to go to CDU. So they think it means they don't want others. And
I think that is a wrong impression, so to speak, because we, especially me, I'm going to the people, and we not only have many migrants also in our party, but we have also, so to speak, traditional Germans who think integration is important and are very active in this political field, like I am. We not only have migrants who make migrant policy, but also Germans. And I think Hamburg has a very strong tradition since centuries as a port with worldwide contact to many people. So Hamburg is also a special place where the people are extremely open-minded, also in comparison to southern German states, for example.
Okay. So, sir, it means, if I understood you well, this impression is wrong.
Yes.
Then also it means the acceptance of foreigners or people with migration backgrounds in the CDU is not as we
Not
think.
only in this CDU, because, for example, we have the first Turkish minister is from CDU, Mrs. Özkan from Hamburg, for example, now in Hanover, yes. We are the integration party because we do not only talk, but we are doing the things which are important for people to make their career, to manage their life here. And the migrants are an important part of Hamburg as well. We have about nearly 30% of people with a migration background, and we do not want to lose them. They are an important part of Hamburg.
The senator was also telling us that the impression that CDU is not for foreigners or people with a migration background is not absolutely correct. Anybody who wants to join the CDU should do that freely. But it's a matter of competition. Go there, be competitive, work hard, and you also get to the top. As hard fear, either be reformed or done away with completely. What is your opinion about this issue?
First of all, we have to say that Hartz IV, the level which we guarantee for the people, are higher than in any other European country. You do not have to forget that. It's a very high social level which the state guarantees the people. But I think more important is to overwhelm Hartz IV, to get back on your own feet, to get jobs, to be well educated. So my focus is on giving chances, especially to the children, through better education, through better jobs for the people, and not only for working against poverty with spreading money. So that's only one part of social politics. The most important part is to make people able to take care of themselves, to earn enough money and get good jobs.
So if I understood you well, more emphasis should be on ability to get people to work.
Yes.
Not just to look after the people.
Yes.
But to get them.
Yes, because we have a tradition of more than 30 years of our social welfare system, and the people who needs help and get some kind of inactive or passive growth, and we do not solve the problems of poverty through money, but we have to give chances and to make people getting back on their own feet.
Okay, so you made mention of poverty. Will you say we are getting poorer? And if yes, what can we do?
In Hamburg, when I started with in office, we were on the 5th place of the German big cities with poverty. We are now on the 2nd lowest place, so directly behind Munich, which has the lowest poverty rate. Hamburg has the 2nd lowest, and cities who are ruled by the SPD, for example Bremen or Hanover, have a much higher level of poverty. So our politic was very strong and very successful to get people back on their own feet.
The school reform that took place in Hamburg. I was personally disappointed because all the big parties, of which your parties one,
all parties wanted the same.
Supported the school reform. Why could it happen that if a program is supported by all political parties, and still it failed. What went wrong?
In Hamburg we have the possibility of referendum through the people about some political topics like the structure reform of our schools, and we lost it, all parties together, and I am convinced that we do not have to change the structure but the quality now. So we built the new Stadtteilschule, who leads to every level of school, and to make the quality of Unterricht better than it was in the past. Quality of teaching, yes. So that must be our main interest, to make better schools. But we have success as well. We have 40% less people who leave school without graduation. In the last 9 years, when we took over from SPD, we have 40% more young people who left school without graduation.
Okay, dropouts.
Dropouts.
Okay, sir. Should you remain in power again, what are going to be your priorities? What are you going to do differently?
I think we should make continuation in our integration policy, giving people chances through better education, for example. And I think we have to work hard on the communication, so to speak, from people to people. We made an action week, some kind of action week last year, through strengthening the neighborhoods. Nachbarschaft verbindet. That's an example for getting people in contact on the same level in our neighborhoods, and that's a very...
As the Deputy Mayor of Hamburg, what is your expectation from your people?
Especially that they go to the election and vote, for example. We want to tell the African people as well to become German citizenships. We made an Einbürgerungskampagne, and the people who can vote, I say, go to the election and make your vote, because I would like to see that many of the people going and give their vote, also for CDU, or for me especially, because from our election rules you can now vote for a very single person, not only for a party but also the person.
Which is your area?
It's I'm on the list for whole Hamburg from CDU, and number 10, the place number 10.
List number 10.
Genau. So I'm on the yellow pages, so to speak.
As well. Okay, now, sir, what do you have for your people? Say, what's your last word to your people?
I think Hamburg developed very well in the last years. Ich bin überzeugt, wir haben für Hamburg gute Arbeit getan. Wählen Sie die CDU, sorgen Sie dafür, dass die gute Politik weitergehen kann. Und unterstützen Sie mich auch, damit es Hamburg gut geht.